what you're saying to yourself when you close your heart is, I don't want to receive any more blessings. I don't want to learn any more lessons. I don't want to grow anymore. I don't want to love anymore. I don't want to heal anymore. I'm just going to stay where I am right now forever for the rest of my life, because my heart is closed off and my mind is closed off. And so this is where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. We all be making mistakes. Some mistakes that we make are much easier to forgive than other mistakes that we've made. And there's other people who have made mistakes when it comes to us, and sometimes we forgive them, but other times we hold on. And why is that? What about the mistakes that we don't like really forgive? Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, what about the mistakes that we don't forgive? Why do we hold on to those ones yet we let go? That's the questions we should hold on, because I'm already eating and the video just start. Why is it that we hold on to certain mistakes but we forgive other mistakes so easily? Why is that? Why? I'm gonna tell you why. We hold on to certain mistakes, we hold certain grudges based, like, it's harder for us to forgive certain things based off of wounds that we still have in our hearts. When someone does something onto us, we kind of take that personally because we still have that open wound, when in reality it's nothing personal. You're just taking it personal because you're saying, oh, everything's about me, because you're so closed into your own box. And so when someone says something or does something to you, and it's a little bit harder to forgive rather than if somebody just kind of bumped into you and you're like, oh, okay, maybe they didn't look where they're going, you know what I mean? But if they said something and it kind of really like hits you deep, you automatically assume that they know what's going on in your life, and they know nothing about what's going on in your own personal dream. They know nothing about that because they're living their own life. They're only calling. And then on top of that, no, let me say this. I'm not going to say they're calling you out. They are also speaking from a place of hurt. When somebody speaks negativity towards you and you take that in because it resonates with you, then that shows that you have some healing to do. You got some wounds placed on your heart. And that's why certain mistakes that some people make might be harder to forgive than other mistakes, if y'all get what I'm trying to say. Like, for example, you could have been bullied about the way you dress or your hair growing up, right? And then someone comes up to you and is like, why you got that on? Like, and you know what I mean? They might just say something that's really like unnecessary and a little bit rude, but you take that in and you start thinking about it, because hey, maybe those bullies really affected you when your hair was not looking, I don't know, or you know, your clothes wasn't matching. Like me, I got bullied because I never had like the expensive shoes and my clothes wasn't looking like rich people. I don't know why, but now all of a sudden it's a trend for people to wear thrift store clothes. It's crazy. Like, when you just grow up and you see how things change, I'm like, y'all bullied me for the same things y'all doing now. Anyways, I just look back at it and laugh now, and that's really what you got to do. Like, when you actually heal those wounds, you're able to just look back and laugh instead of getting mad. Like, if that wound wasn't healed, right, if that wound when it came to my self-image and how I view myself wasn't healed, right, I probably would have got mad or sad again and be like, damn, like, that's not fair, because, you know, whatever. But it's always two sides of the coin. You want to see the glass half full or the glass half empty. I've been saying that like my past 2 recent videos, and I also want to say thank you guys so much for the 68 people in the community. But anyways, the video is nowhere near over. But you got to learn how to forgive yourself, and you have to learn how to forgive others. Forgiveness is the only way to lighten up your heart. If you're walking around holding grudges because someone did something to you or someone said something to you, you're only hurting yourself. It's literally like every time that feeling pops up, instead of touching it with love, you're touching it with the same emotions that you've touched it with previously, like fear or anger or sadness. It's like before you're running the race, you're shooting yourself in the foot before you could even take off. And that's not healing the wound. To heal means to touch with love what you've previously touched with fear or negative emotions. Meaning, instead of beating yourself up because of something that has happened in your life, Look at the positive side of things and take that with you. Every single time something happens, just say, I've gained something from it, because you've had, cracking my knuckles here. But that's only gonna happen if you decide to heal from it instead of beating yourself up. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, me personally, I have been through the works as a child. It's like things that no child should ever even have to see a day of. No human, matter of fact, should ever have to see a day like my childhood. Like, oh my goodness, I'm not even gonna get into that. But what I'm trying to say here is, no one has apologized to me. Am I mad? No. Am I sad? No. Am I angry? No. I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I have been through a period in my life where I was holding all of that in. As I started to get older and I started realizing everything that has been done to me, everything that has been said and what that has happened to me, it started to really weigh on my heart, because I'm like, damn, nobody's apologized. Everybody's doing me wrong. Everybody's mean to me. Everybody's just traumatizing me, and I don't know what to do about it. I had no way how to let go of those emotions, and the only way, yeah, you could journal about it, you could write about it, you can go to therapy, and I've done all of them. I've been to therapy. Didn't really help, because I still didn't feel comfortable enough really opening up to my therapist about all that I've been through, because I've been through, child. I was also scared to open up to her, because at the time I was 16 when I was in therapy, so I was genuinely scared that I was gonna get taken away from my home and put into a foster home or something like that. I was genuinely scared of that. So that's another reason. Like, I still had these fears, and I was like, the therapy is not helping me, and my mama is wasting her money on this stuff. And then so I also tried journaling, but you can't really, like, I journal now every single day. I do journal now, but that's because I've found that as a way to not just let out my negative emotions. You're not gonna enjoy something if the only time you do it is if you're feeling negative when you do it. You get what I mean? That's like, I don't know how to explain it, but if you're always just feeling bad when you do something, you're not gonna really enjoy it much, and you're not gonna be really consistent with it much. But if you approach it with a more optimistic mind, is that what I'm trying to say? A more open mind and a positive mindset on top of that, more positive energy, there we go, then you might enjoy it a little bit more. So not only do I journal to just write out my emotions, I journal and I just backtrack my whole day. I just reflect on my whole day. I write about the positive moments. Like yesterday, I was at the park, and this cute little baby, she walked up to me and was like waving hi, and then she kept coming to me. Like, after her dad took her, she just kept coming to me, and that really just was like the highlight of my day yesterday. But anyways, yeah, like, back to the video. I'm over here getting, y'all already know I be getting sidetracked, but everything ties in together. Everything is always going to tie in together when I'm talking, okay? You just got to bear with me. You just got to stick with me, okay? Don't get lost. Remember them. Okay, let me stop before I forget. But what was I saying? No one has ever apologized to me for anything like that, and I have tried so many things to try and alleviate the pain that I was feeling, yet nothing was working until I started to genuinely just say, fuck it, I'ma let this go. No one is apologizing, and I don't think anyone will apologize, and I can't force someone to do something that I want them to do. You know what I mean? Forgiving people is not gonna benefit. If I was to, for example, if you came and you called me every name in the book, I'm gonna forgive you because I want to let go of that pain. When you forgive others, when you forgive yourself, you heal those wounds. You say, hey, let me close this wound up and let me heal it and let me touch myself with love. Let me touch my wound. Let me touch my wound with love. And yeah, like, that's healing. Like, that's what I'm trying to say, is like, the easiest way to heal is to forgive. Because I'm pretty sure all of us, like, any wound that we may have in our hearts, 9 times out of 10 has either come from you or somebody else. And so the only way to heal is to forgive. Even if they don't apologize, even if they don't feel sorry, forgiving them is just going to alleviate the pain that you feel, and it's going to make your life a million times easier because you're not carrying the weight of that pain anymore in your heart. Like, I genuinely used to feel so heavy-hearted, and I don't feel like that anymore. Like, I remember waking up and my heart, like, thinking back to it now, my heart genuinely felt like a rock in my chest. Like, it just always just, like, my heart chakra was so blocked. It was so closed off because I don't want to say my heart was completely closed, because even though I was hurt and I was heartbroken, I still left my heart a little bit open. And I think that is what really allowed me to kind of like make that transformation in my life. Like, if your heart is completely closed off, it might be a little bit harder, or a lot of bit harder, to really break it open because you have now barricaded yourself. But me, I kind of left like a little peak, you know what I'm saying? Like, I built a wall around my heart, but then I left like a little hole, you know what I'm saying? So just like a little bit could pass through every now and then, but that benefited me because I wouldn't be where I am today without that. And that's also what I wanted to say before I even started. I also wanted to say that if it wasn't for those people who have hurt you, you would not have gained the knowledge, the experience, the strength, the wisdom, the self-empowerment from those people who have hurt you, if that makes sense. Like, wow, like, if it wasn't for those people who bullied me, who talked bad about me, who made me cry, if it wasn't for my trauma, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I'm not saying that because the trauma messed me up, but as I started to heal from it and I started to learn and really see the bigger picture, I was like, oh, okay, I would not do it again. You know what I'm saying? Wait, does that make sense? What I'm trying to say here is, like, I wouldn't change it. I would not change my past. Like, even if they gave me a time machine and they said you can go back and undo all the bad that somebody did to you, who would I be? If I was to erase my past experiences, I'm erasing myself, because every little moment from birth till now has led me to where I am. You got to think about that. Your present moment, I've been saying this in my most previous videos as well, the present moment literally predicts your future. Whatever you're doing on a day-to-day basis is going to show you how your future is going to unfold. I feel like that's going to be my next video, because I've been saying it so much and I actually want to just talk about that instead of just throwing it in. I'm actually going to make a video like that. So if you haven't already, subscribe to join the community, because we're only 2 people away from 70 people in the community, you guys. 2 people. I just need 2 more people. And then, oh my gosh, that means we're 32 people from 100 people in the community. That's crazy. Like, I remember when I first started and I used to doubt myself, and I used to say, bro, I don't think nobody gonna want to hear this, man. Nobody wants to grow. Nobody wants to evolve. Nobody wants to learn how to love themselves. Nobody wants to learn how to love life. And now we've got nearly 70 people. We're more than halfway to 100 people in the community. That's 100 people who are seeing, I don't even want to say who want to. That's 100 people who are making the effort to do right by themselves, to do right in life, and to see the brighter side of life. That's 100 people who want to reap the most abundant, beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, miraculous blessings out of life. That's nearly 100 people. Oh my goodness, you guys. But I actually think that's all that I have for this video. But let me finish what I was saying first. If it wasn't for all the bad that I have went through, I wouldn't be who I am today, because every little moment, every little thing that I've done has led me to this moment. From the minute I opened my eyes till now, everything that I have done has led me to this moment. Literally. You gotta forgive, people, love. You gotta forgive. You gotta forgive. You gotta forgive. If in the light of your heart, think of I don't want to say life is not a race. Let me put that, because you do have time. Time is not running out. I feel like as humans, I think one of our biggest weaknesses is that we are aware of our morality. We are aware that we have a day where we leave, a day where we come, and a day where we go. Like, for example, cats, they don't know their birthday. Dogs don't know their birthday. They just was born, and now they just living life happy, and they're just in the present moment. You think they're thinking about the past or the future? No, they're just like, Like my cat, right? He might see a lizard. He's like, what's that over there? And then after the lizard, he's like, I'm gonna go take a nap. You know what I mean? They're not worried about the past or the future. They're only living in the present. And so that's what they care about, is the present moment. Now, when they face danger, they run and they say, oh, that was a close call. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they're still in the present moment. And that's what life's about. Stop worrying about the future, because the future is not here yet. You don't need to worry about that. And stop worrying about the past, because the past is already the past. It's gone already. What you still looking back for? You need to look ahead, but don't be worrying about what's next. Just stay here and look ahead and say to yourself, I'm going to do what I can right now in the present moment to get me further along and get me closer to my goals. One thing I've been saying to myself, and one thing I've always been reminding myself of, is that I'm a lot closer to my goals and my dreams than I was when I woke up this morning, because I've taken some steps from the minute I woke up till now to get me closer. I'm a lot closer than I was yesterday, because yesterday I was there, and now I've lived another day. The day is nearly over. It's about 6 o'clock right now, so the day is nearly over, and that's a day and a half more progress that I've made. You get what I'm saying? So really just take the time to progress forward. Stop looking back. If there's any weight you're holding, let it go, because that's slowing you down with the amount of progress you make. That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time. The heavier your heart, the slower you're going to move towards your goals. And the minute you close your heart, you close your mind, and now you're not even moving towards your goals. You're just going to stay stuck where you are, because you have closed your heart off to the possibilities. You have closed your heart off to receiving blessings from God. When you close your heart, you're no longer saying what you're saying to yourself when you close your heart is, I don't want to receive any more blessings. I don't want to learn any more lessons. I don't want to grow anymore. I don't want to love anymore. I don't want to heal anymore. I'm just going to stay where I am right now forever for the rest of my life, because my heart is closed off and my mind is closed off. And so this is where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And if you're happy with where you are, then you wouldn't even close your heart for real, because let's be honest. But if you genuinely think like that, you got to at least scratch the surface a little bit and start to break down those walls. But the lighter your heart, the faster you can move, the more momentum you pick up when it comes to achieving your goals. But you're not going to get to where you want to be if you're holding on to so much stuff. It's like trying to run a 5-mile run or something, and you're carrying like a whole sack of bricks on your back. Like, you think you're gonna really be comfortable while you're running that mile? You think you're gonna really be able to get there faster than you would if you just drop that load of bricks? Literally be free. You are a wild, free human animal. You are not you. That's the thing. Like, when we're born here, and I live in America, and so they like to domesticate us by feeding us what they want us to be by repetition. They constantly tell you, go to school, get good grades, attend school, go to work, college, this, and they shove it all down our throats. And as children, it's easier to retain information, and so we hold on to that and we say, this is who I have to be. But I've broken free from that, because I realize this earth is literally an oasis made by God for us to enjoy, not for us to not love. And I think I also want to make a video about that and just talk about like freeing yourself from the domestication of humans, because we're wild humans. Okay, be who you are. Be unapologetically you. Literally just be unapologetically you. It's nothing to it but to do it. And I always say that every time you're like, okay, this is about to be a million video ideas in one video. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it, and if you did, engage with this video in any way, shape, or form, because it really just helps my video get out there for others to see. And yeah, thank you guys so much for 68 people in the community. That's 68 wonderful human beings who are living life to the fullest and doing whatever it takes for them to get from here to here, and then from here to here, and then they're just climbing the ladder and climbing. So shouts out to you guys who are making an effort to do better with your lives. And yeah, I will see you on my next one. Until next time, bye friends.